My name is Brionna Reeves, and my product is single parents and the effects on their children. And I'm interviewing my current teacher, Miss Crow, and asking her about how she feels about being a single parent. So, here we go. How is it like being a single parent?
It's not easy because in my situation, the boys are in two different homes. Half the time they're in my home and half the time they're in their father's home. And so there's two different sets of rules. So they have to remember which set of rules in which house and how to deal with things that way. So, and it's not easy to enforce things when they're different in the other house.
Okay. Do you think it would be better if you had a male parent?
Because I have 3 boys, it would be nice because boys do tend to relate better to males. But it's not necessary depending on how strong the parent is in the situation.
Okay. Do you have someone helping you out in the beginning?
No, actually I did not have anyone helping me out in the beginning because I am out here on my own. My family is all 1,200 miles away, and I didn't have any close friends that can help me out, so I did this all on my own.
In your opinion, does it cost more for a child than it would if you wasn't a single parent?
It kind of depends on what you're talking about there. If you have 2 parents in the house, then your income is typically higher, so it doesn't feel like the cost of having a child is as expensive, but really there's no difference in the expense. Because of my situation, it might actually be a little less expensive for me because they do spend half the time at their dad's house. So when they're at their dad's house, he pays for their food and everything like that. But I do pay for all of their other expenses.
What do you think it affects your child?
It affects the kids because they do not see a united front from their parents. They do not have 2 parents in the house, and I do think a 2-parent household is better. They have struggled with the issues on the different rules in the household. That makes a difference. And in one house they do have 2 parents, and in the other house they don't.
Okay. Do you see a difference in behavior in your child after your spouse left?
Yes, I do. After my husband and I split, there was a big difference. The boys started to act out more, and I think they were trying to seek attention. They also used it to their advantage to try and get what they wanted, and to try and kind of guilt us into, letting them have something that when we were together they might not have gotten.
Okay. What would be your advice to a single mother starting out?
You need to be firm, and you need to make sure that you don't give in, and just because you feel sorry for because you feel bad about the situation. You need to make sure that you're strong for your kids and not let them see that, not necessarily let them see how hard it is, because it is difficult and it takes a lot of work and it can get very frustrating at times. But try not to let the kids see that, and try not to take it out on the kids.
Okay. And last question, being a teacher, how do you see the difference in students' academics from students who have both parents and students with one parent?
Actually, I really can't tell the difference sometimes. Most of the time, you can't tell a whole lot of difference. Sometimes with a male, you can tell whether there's a male influence in the household or not. And same with the females, not quite as much. But honestly, sometimes a single parent is more involved with a student in school than parents when a student that doesn't have different parents in the household.
Okay. Well, that's all the questions I have for you. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
You got it?
Uh-huh.